Hey, what's up, everybody? BDL44 coming at you with another video. All right, so I have two more prospects to bring to the table. Two more. All right, let's get straight into it. The first guy, we'll talk Nkrumah and Yaacov are the two players I'm bringing to the table. We'll start with Nkrumah. I did homework on him yesterday. 6'6", 175 out of Worcester, Massachusetts. 17 points per game in this previous season with the Tennessee State Tigers. He's a senior at 6'6", 175. Averaged 5 boards to go along with those 17 points, 3 assists, shooting 43% from the field. What really was impressive about him was the steals numbers. In his previous season, he averaged 2.8 steals to go along with those 17 points. So he can assist. He's a two-way guy with some length on him. There were splices of videos, and that's the best way I know how to describe it, where they showed specific things that he did. I saw like a 5-minute video of him hitting shots, and that's not actually his strength, but you know, it seemed like from the videos that I saw, he was able to hit a fair share of 3-point shots, shooting 35% last season with 31 minutes accredited to his name. So that's pretty solid shooting. The previous year before, he shot 27%, which is not so good there. But in his rookie season, or rather his freshman season, he shot 40% from behind the arc on 32 minutes. So this is somebody who can hit shots. He can provide spacing if needed. So, yeah, his rookie season, he averaged 25 points and 11 rebounds. But he only played one game, so, you know, it wasn't much to say. But he did have a huge game when he did play, shooting 50% in that game. And, you know, that's a pretty damn good start to your situation. In the following year, as we said, his shooting numbers were not very good. He averaged 10 points. 1.7 steals, 3 assists, 5 boards, 2.5 turnovers, which, you know, kind of maintained in that regard. 71% free throw shooter there, but he upped that to 78%, so that's substantially better in his senior season. I don't know quite what went on that first year. Let's see. Is there anything that shows that he even played basketball his freshman season? I don't really know. It's not really showing me anything as of right now. Just 3 seasons worth of stuff, and like I said, that sophomore season he played literally 1 game. But Nkrumah is a guy where if you need a wing, you know, he's listed as a guard, but the 6'6", 175, it looked like the length you may be able to get away with playing him at the small forward position. I was pretty impressed with what I saw. It was very limited stuff that I was able to see. I did see a few interviews with him. Seemed like a solid kid. You know, he wants people to understand that his defense is one of his strengths, but he believes himself to be a full, balanced, all-around player with a lot of different strengths. He can get off the ground a little bit. I wouldn't be able to tell you how athletic he is either based on the tape, unfortunately. But it seemed like he can get some jams going if necessary. But really, when you're drafting him because of just the ability to contribute to both sides. There's so many one-way players in the league, so many in this draft even, that you talk about a guy like Nkrumah, who may go undrafted, should definitely be in the summer league with some team because of what he can do in so many different areas. You talk about 3 assists. This is a guy who can move the ball around. You talk about 5 rebounds. This is a guy who, at the guard spot, can grab some boards here and there with his length. This is a guy who averaged 17 points on 43% shooting from the field. You would love the field goal shooting to be a bit better, but overall the 3-point shooting is encouraging. You can spot him around the perimeter and call him a 3-and-D guy. He believes he can run the point a little bit if you need him to do that. So he's a pretty versatile player that I think should be given an opportunity in this league to whatever degree. I don't know if he'll be able to get drafted because there's just so much talent out there. When you talk about teams that need wings, though, he's a guy that I think can play a little bit at the wing spot or the guard spot. He reminded me of somebody specific watching him down there. And I am a putz when it comes to remembering names, as you guys know. So it's going to be a little difficult for me. I'm trying to operate my phone. It's giving me Wi-Fi issues. But just the same, you know, the point is he's a guy who reminds me of a nice 3-and-D wing with some size that it's known for blocking people down. A guy that plays for the Cleveland Cavaliers right now used to play for the Sacramento Kings. Somebody who's on a lot of people's radar for trade. And he really looked like that player. That's the bottom line. He really looked like that player to me. So, yeah, Wi-Fi issues. Big time problem right now. But Aaron Nkrumah looks like a nice two-way wing that can hit some shots. Definitely steal the ball at a high clip. Definitely somebody that you trust should be able to get in passing lanes and just create a lot of disruption, and then on the other end hit shots. So, I think that's what the NBA is looking for. I'd like to see him put on some weight, but he's going to be a slender guy, 175, 6'6". That's a very thin player. I think that if anything is going to keep him from getting drafted, it's probably that. But his shooting looks like it's going to improve. It looks like it has improved. He shot 40% his rookie season with that one game, but freshman season rather. And you think that this is somebody that can really develop into being an NBA pro or professional on some level. So that's really what comes to mind. I think that, all things considered, when you're looking for two-way talent at the wing spot, it's really, really scarce in this draft, and you hope to maybe bring in a guy like Nkrumah, try to provide you that there. So that's what comes to mind. I'm trying to click around filibustering here so I can tell you exactly who he reminds me of, because he mentioned this player as well as somebody who he felt he reminded other people of, or felt like he could pattern his game after. Plays for the Cavs, and I will know that name right now. Keon Ellis is who he looks like, and of course he got the braids. Kind of, Keon is 6'4", 175, so they kind of look alike out there, and they kind of play alike as well. 3-and-D is basically what you expect from Nkrumah. So some Keon Ellis energy there. So that's about as much as I can give you. I wish I could give you more, but it's just he's from a smaller school, and it's just not a lot of information here, not a lot of news. But he is available to be drafted, and I think we'll see him in the summer league. If he does not get drafted, this is somebody I would expect to be able to get on the summer league team and really show what he can do. From what I understand, he did really well in the combine, in the scrimmage run at the combine, but I wasn't able to get any footage of that, unfortunately, to the eyesight. So had to live without that. But yeah, man, definitely encouraged by what I saw. I think he's going to be a pretty good player, man, and we'll see what comes of him. Hopefully he'll be able to do his thing in the big leagues, in the summer league. So that's what I have to say about that. And now let's go on to Yaacov. Hold on just a moment, because I'm having issues. Noam Yaacov is his name. I reserved his stats on Real GM, and now they're telling me to turn off my ad blocker. So what the hell do I do about that? Noam Yaacov. This is a player from Israel. Point guard, 6'1". And it's one of those situations where, for me, I was a little hesitant to do homework on him, because my take on that whole thing politically is not very favorable. But at the same time, it's like, I don't believe in gatekeeping, especially when you have prospects that I believe are probably... There's a world where he doesn't get drafted, not because of what he can do on the court, but because of what the optics may look like if he's drafted. Or there's a world where he gets drafted because some are very favorable of the politics of his country. We saw that last year with some of the prospects going to Brooklyn specifically. They drafted like 3 of them. So maybe Brooklyn takes a chance on this guy, but I think some people may shy away from him. And, talking about basketball, this is not about politics. We were trying to figure out who the best prospects are. And so for me, it's like, do I do this video? Do I do homework on this guy? And I woke up 3 a.m. with his name on my head. So I'm like, you know what, let me watch highlights. And I was blown away. I saw, and it's another thing. It was like, okay, I'd seen his name on ESPN analytics, as I often do mock drafts. He's probably in the 100th range or something like that. I hadn't heard nothing of him. They didn't have even a picture of the guy. So it's like, all right, well, he's down there. But I was looking through a video yesterday where they were giving an opinion about some of the second-round prospects, kind of giving us like a big board of second-round guys. And I didn't hear it mentioned in the video, but I looked in the comment section and saw someone say, yo, Noam Yaacov is somebody that could be drafted because he's really, really good. So that kind of stuck in my mind as well. So I woke up this morning with that on my head, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do the controversial thing and check out Noam Yaacov and see if there's something there or if this is just a pure political type of thing where people just want him in because of where he's from or want him out because of where he's from. But the highlights tell me that this is somebody who should be very much considered at this level. Now, he is 6'1". Initially, he was born in Denmark and moved to Israel. He's currently draft eligible. He's going to be 21 years old on draft day, born in 2024. 2004. He averaged 17 points a game, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 76% from the free throw line last season with his international team, 37% from the three-point line, and 46% from the field. This dude plays with a certain level of ferociousness and what would be the word? Intention. I think is the word that comes to mind. Fire. He's looking to impose his will at lightning speed, and because he's 6'1" and really, really fast, he's able to do that. I don't know if he decided to go to school, because I know international prospects had until last night, or this morning rather, and I did hear that one of the international prospects that we were paying attention to decided to go to school. So he may have had that option as well. But this is somebody who's playing against grown men. This is somebody who represented his country playing international basketball, has played with guys like Wolf. He knows how to play against grown men. And so that's something that I think really helps him when considering if he can play at this level. But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I saw a pass that he made, and I don't think this was too long ago. In fact, I think this might have been a game that he played in 6 days ago. I think that was from that particular highlight, where he was crowded out in the corner nearest, just a few steps in from the half court. They had crowded him out. He threw the ball behind his back. It bounced and landed directly in the paint, in the shooting pocket of the player in the paint. There was no way for him to see. His back was turned. It was one of the greatest passes I've seen from anybody in this entire draft. Yaacov is one of the best passers in this draft. He has floor vision gift. He's flashy. He's one of the funnest players to watch highlights from in this draft. I kid you not. He's a showman, and he plays with a certain killer instinct. He reminds me of Svi Mykhailiuk minus the bounce, because Svi is a guy who can get off the ground, dunks the ball like a madman. Noam's not that type of guy. He can dunk, but he's probably doing more under the basket stuff at 6'1". I did see a highlight of him dunking in practice or something like that, but it wasn't in game. He's looking to lay the ball up, but he's ambidextrous. He can go up with the left, go up with the right. Very, very good handle. Fantastic footwork. Deck moves and stuff like that. He can put the ball on the ground. He's lightning quick. He covers a lot of space really quickly for a small guard. You don't expect a guy like that to move around. He's basically teleporting left to right. And then the passes that he makes are just phenomenal, man. Passing into at the rim for big men, passing around the perimeter, breaking people off the dribble, and then finding people in the corner and stuff like this. This dude can play. And that's the thing. It's like, if you don't know where he's from and you're just looking at a prospect, you would say that this is yet another one of those 6'1" point guards that are kind of coming around into the big leagues, that it could bring back the little man guard once again. You see a lot of these guys in this draft, and it's about 6 or 7 of them that are pure point guards. I don't think any of them is fast as Noam Yaacov. I don't know that any of them are as fierce as Noam Yaacov. Noam Yaacov is in that Jack Kyle conversation for best passer in the second round. There are a lot of people in the second round that what you would consider. Obviously, Braden Smith's a bit more famous. People have a lot more footage of Braden Smith playing with the Purdue Boilermakers, so he would probably be considered ahead of those two. But I think that this particular prospect should be in that conversation with the Braden Smiths as the smaller guard. You talk about, who are some of these other names in this draft that are small 6'1" guards in that second round? It's a few of them. Man. And I think he should be in the mix as somebody you would consider. I really do. Let's see. Should look up these names. Jacoby Gillespie, he's in that mix. He's another one of those. Taman Lipsy, yeah. Add Yaacov to that conversation. He is up there with them guys. I like all of those players. They're all 6'1", undersized. They're all going to be targeted defensively. And I'm not really sure how good Yaacov is defensively. I did see him get a steal here and there in the highlights that I watched, but it wasn't too much on his defense. But on the offensive end, he's an orchestrator. He's a showman. He plays with a killer instinct and a certain fire about him. He's looking to be competitive to the max. And I think that with him playing against grown men up until, like, he's in shape right now, playing some of his best ball right now. 6 days ago, if I'm not mistaken, he had like 32 points, something like that. So this is somebody who's going crazy. And, you know, I think with his talent level, he needs to be taken very seriously by NBA scouts. Especially if you're open-minded about bringing in a small point guard, obviously, who can orchestrate, make others better, somebody who can hit shots from behind the arc, somebody who can really do a lot of damage out there in second units. Yaacov can do that, man. He can do it. There's no question about it. I'm a believer in what he does. There's no question about it. And so that's what I wanted to say, man. Like I said, I'm not thrilled because of obviously stuff, how I feel about the political stuff. But at the end of the day, if we're going to stand for humanity, you can't gatekeep people out of what it is that they're great at because of what flag they represent. I think at the end of the day, if we're going to do things the right way, you got to let people in, especially if they're great at what they do or they're good at what they do. You got to let them in. And that, I think I stand probably by myself on that, because a lot of people believe getting people out of these professional circumstances when it comes to sports, they shouldn't be competing and representing that. Maybe you don't feel strongly about letting a country represent, but individuals, I think individuals, we could do ourselves a great deal of disservice if we gatekeep individuals out of professional circumstances for which they can contribute in a great way. And I do believe that Noam Yaacov belongs in professional basketball settings. And he's showing that in professional basketball settings in his country. And so that's just how I feel, man. And that is exactly why I ultimately have a great deal of confidence that saying this player can play is something that you're going to agree with if you watch what I saw. There's no question about it. So that's really the take. I would love to give you more information, but like I said, I'm having phone issues, man. Real bad issues right now. But Noam needs to be considered, man. He's in that mix. And we talk about the smaller point guards and stuff like that. Do not overlook this guy if you're considering getting a 6'1" point guard. Because when you talk about the highlights and what he's able to show, this dude is a problem. He's very well conditioned. He's fast as all hell. And he's, like I said, he's going to make people better, man. He's going to make people better. There are going to be people out there who are going to love playing with him because of the gravity that he puts on the rim, even though he's playing under the rim. It's sort of some of that Tony Parker type stuff. He's just driving so fast that you're going to foul him. That type of thing. And he's a guy, man. Whether you like it or not, he's a guy. So try to find some more information on this player if I can. Played with his Israeli national team between 2023 and 2026. Just look for some stats, man. Just anything that would help us understand this player a bit better. Not necessarily finding what I need here. But, yeah, I won't waste your time. But I will tell you that this dude is capable. That is for sure. 27-point game here, 29-point game there, 31-point game there, 34-point game, high-scoring stuff, 32 here. You know what I'm saying? He's scoring. He's scoring against grown men. So I would bring him in. If you could stomach the scandalous type of stuff that may come with just bringing in somebody from his country at this point, if you could stomach some of the whatever comes with that, you're going to love having the player, man. You're going to love having the player. That's what it really comes down to. The boy can ball. So it is what it is. So that's what I got to say, man. I wanted to bring you guys this video. I think both of these players should be given summer league opportunities. I really do. I think they should both be available in the summer league, playing for a basketball team that can use what they do. Nkrumah as a wing, guardish type of Swiss Army knife, 3-point shot hitter, steals, thief extraordinaire, and Yaacov as a small point guard who's going to light it absolutely up. Yeah, that's what I have to say, man. Not too much more to it. I do have some other players that are very pressing for me to cover. Now that we're getting closer to the draft. In, 2 weeks from now? I don't think I'm gonna be able to cover everybody I need to cover. Names that I'm hearing more and more that I don't know who the hell these people are as of yet. So I'm hoping to be able to get some of this done till we at least have a massive amount of information about guys that could potentially be in the summer league. And, of course, all of the draft guys that could be coming in that second round. So that's the goal, man. I don't think I'm going to get it all, but, we're going to try our very best. And so that's pretty much what I got to say. My name is BDF44. I thank y'all for watching.